Oscar with Tech Worry here. Thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you an economic option to move fumes or smoke while you're soldering. I know when I first started to solder, I would see people uh, comment or mention that they have this fume extractor, but that wasn't something that I could afford when I first started. So I kind of rigged together a computer fan, a power supply, and a toggle switch. So with that, when I would solder, I wasn't exposed to the fumes or the smoke while soldering. Although I don't solder a whole lot, but when I do, all I do is flip the switch, and I'm working without fumes getting into my face. So this is, I'm going to do an upgrade. I'm going to upgrade the switch to a power dimmer or LED dimmer. That way I can control the fan speed. Otherwise, it's just on or off. But let's get started. So here I have a 12 volt, 3 amp power supply. You can use these from a cable box. Anything that you have laying around that you don't use anymore, just make sure it's 12 volts. At least 2 amps or 3 amps on there. Otherwise, you can get one online. And I have a power LED dimmer. This is just to control power and dim LEDs, but I'm going to use this to control the fan speed on mine. This one here is just a computer fan. You can get one from an old computer laying around, or you buy one online. The one I have underneath my shelf, it's a lighted one. It's got like blue LEDs, so it turns on or lights up when I turn it on. All right, so first things first, what I've already kind of did here is I already exposed or cut out the plastic, or stripped the wire, I should say. And then what I did was put added solder to them, to the wires, exposed wires. So what I did is I just twisted, and then I just soldered the wires, but just tinned them basically. Okay, did it to both already. And the third wire, I just added a little piece of plastic on there to so it won't cause shorts because of the exposed metal there. Just to be caution. And on these, I already did the same thing. I exposed the wire, and this one I already tinned. This one I'm going to show you how I tinned it. And again, all I did is twist it, tinned it, and then I cut the ends to make a nice clean cut. On the dimmer, you'll see that it has DC in and then the motor. This is where you're going to plug in your power supply, and then this is where you're going to plug in your fan. All right, so let's get this tinned for you. Just use whatever you got. I just happen to have this laying around. Hopefully you can see. I'm using the curved tip, so I'm using it, placing the tip on the bottom, or the curved part on the bottom, just adding solder to it, and then letting that copper absorb that solder. You can see I don't have my fan on right now. And just keep adding tin or solder to the wire until it's becomes saturated. I'm only doing this so that if I remove this ever again, that those wires are not getting frayed. It doesn't have to be completely covered, just enough to make a solid contact. be enough. And I'm just going to cut the tips off. Alright, so now I already identified which was what I'm just going to put in my positive, which one was my negative ahead of time already. So how I did that is I plugged in the power supply and I carefully touched the cables to corresponding negative and positive, and then the little LED light here turned on for me, and that's how I was able to identify which one was which. This one here, what I like about this is that it has screws on top so that you can open it up and then just insert your cable in there and you're good to go. So DC in, DC in, negative. Open them up. Okay, positive, negative. And I'll screw back in, add them up. So by tinning the wires, I basically made a nice connection so that it's not wiggling, or if I move it, I'm not fraying the cable because they're loose. So as you can see, you'll have all that excess right here, right? You can trim it down, and that way you just glue them up, and then they're nice and even. But I'm gonna trim them later. All right. So now on the fan, same thing. I'm gonna put them up first. And you got your positive, this side, negative. Let's see what we got. Plug it in. Okay, LED on, and you got fan. LED on. That way you control the speed of the fan. That's it. So after that, you can mount this if you wanted to mount it, or just leave it alone. I'm gonna mount this underneath my shelf. It sits underneath here so that I can be able to turn it on and off, control the fan speed, and that's pretty much it. You can either use it to absorb the smoke, or push it away, depending how you want to do it. See if it smokes here. Okay. All right. I don't know. Fan off. Feel that smoke. Fan on. Pushing it away. All right. Or you can flip it and then go the other way. Let's move camera angle. All right. So right now it's going away. Off. You see all that smoke? Fan's not running. Ready to turn it on. And fan on. And it's pulling that smoke. Right? Or turn around. Fan off. Fan on. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Turn it down. Yep, there it's just blowing it away. Okay. Obviously, the higher the speed, the faster it's going to blow that away. Now, this, by all means, it's not going to protect your lungs. It's not going to protect. It's not going to extract the fumes and put them outside. It's basically just going to move the smoke, the fume away from you while you're soldering. Okay. This is just, like I said, it's a economic way to start practicing. If you're soldering, obviously, if you have smoke or fumes going in your face, it's not going to allow you to be doing that longer. But if you have this little fan just a little bit away from you, you can mount it pretty much anywhere. You can use a camera mount. You can put it on your desk. You can put it, rig it on your scope, something somewhere, and to help you remove that smoke from your face. Like I said, there's better options out there. I really, if you're going to be doing this, you find out that this is something that you want to be doing more than just one or two jobs here and there, and you probably want to invest in a good fume extractor, something that's got HEPA filters on it, something you can clean out, something that's got a little wire mesh to it, because those suckers are they're very powerful, so they'll suck up your parts. You can add a little mesh to this, or a little soap or something to prevent the parts from being sucked in if you're doing that option. Other than that, I mean, I hope this helped you out. And like I said, this is just to remove the fumes away from your face while you're soldering as you're getting better. If you like the video, please subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, concerns, or if you want to ask any questions, feel free to leave them on the message options. Thank you.